separate fact from fiction. Get involved. The call-in line's open at 864-240-5480. You can tweet us, we don't call it X, at the NFL Draft Nerd. Now, here's that creed-loving, bird-fearing, football lunatic, Jeremy Greene.
What is up? We are live from Indianapolis. He's Trey Falco. I'm Jeremy Greene, and we have a whole mess of characters. We were actually trying to determine our screen names before the mics turned on, because we're live from the video game room in our Airbnb in Indianapolis.
Yes, I cannot wait to find out what name we come up with for this little getaway.
This is the craziest house I've ever stayed in on the road. First of all, it's gigantic. It's, what, 3,000 square feet?
It's massive.
It's huge.
At least 3,000.
I promise you in a minute I will tell you who all these random people are whose voices you don't know. We are live from the 2026 Scouting Combine, and if you didn't know this about the Combine, Radio Row doesn't open till Tuesday, so you can't do stuff in there till Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So we had to kind of put this together. The voice to my right is one Tank Spencer. You can find him on Twitter at SportsTankESPN.
Greetings, upstate South Carolina.
Anybody that hears me say at SportsTankESPN, that probably means that he just said something wildly offensive. The other two voices that you hear are two new friends. We'll start with a new old friend, the Canadan, David Smith, Great North Sports, a derivative of us here in the Sportsocracy. One of our favorite people. He just landed about 45 minutes ago.
Hey, congratulations to America, hey? Gold medal in the hockey.
Look at him.
Let's go, USA.
There we
Play
go.
Freebird. Let's go.
Look at him. He's being honorable as a Canadian after the loss in the hockey yesterday. That's what we love. That's what we love about Canada, is that even in defeat, they are very gracious.
We have maple syrup, so we're fine.
And to his right, Mike Carlisle, new friend of the program, Raw Dog Sports, and our fourth for our Combine coverage here in lovely Indianapolis.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for, Jeremy, thank you guys for having me in, man. Raw Dog Sports co-host and then also founder of No Sleeves Network, media done by veterans for the United States military. So appreciate you guys having me in.
We've got what I like to say is a whole mess of different personalities here. But back at Master Control, we have the one, the only, the at Sweet Baby Trey Falco. Trey, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I feel left out.
Hey,
I'm here. I'm in the studio. It's me with half the lights on, and I'm just kind of chilling by myself.
Trey, listen, when we get to Pittsburgh for the NFL draft, we're going to find a room that's a little bigger than the one we're in now, because right now you'd be sitting in my lap, and you would truly be Sweet
That's fine.
Baby Trey. But you will be right here with us, and we're very excited about it. Trey, doing the yeoman's work
Yes,
back
sir.
at Master Control. We appreciate him more than we could ever say.
Absolutely.
We're talking football. That's what we do. We had a little bit of news today, even in the offseason, as we're all descending on Indianapolis. Kyle Pitts, the purgatory that is the Atlanta Falcons, Kyle Pitts can't get out of it. Let's go another year of Kyle Pitts in purgatory. Who's excited? Kyle Pitts being franchise tagged by the Atlanta Falcons.
No one. No one is excited. Not even Falcons fans.
I personally look at Kyle Pitts in Atlanta and go, could you go anywhere else?
I think that's what we were all waiting for. Everybody, like, the exciting part of this offseason was Kyle Pitts has the opportunity to get out of Atlanta and be finally we've had shackles on Kyle Pitts in this offense for years, and it is finally time to have an offensive coordinator look at him and go, you know, he's pretty good at football. Maybe we should throw him the ball more than, 40 times a season and see what he can actually do. It would be incredible to do that. And Atlanta said, I think we're going to keep him. He's really good in pass pro. And, we'll keep him along.
So could you say that Kyle is in the pits of misery?
Oh. No.
I mean, there's three people in the room. I didn't even get a pity laugh. I mean, that's sad to say the least. A pity laugh is worse. It's worse than no laugh at all. I do look at Kyle Pitts. Oh, Trey with. That's the first time Trey's ever had to laugh deck me. I had you guys on for 2 minutes.
I had to
and
find
Trey's
it.
already had to laugh deck me. I mean, it's chaos in this room. It's chaos on the radio, but this is what we do. If you're new here, welcome in. Chaos is, we are agents of chaos. Tank and I do this together all the time. We add a couple new voices, but here's what I know you're going to get over the course of the next 2 hours. You're going to get a lot of jokes. You're going to get a lot of laughs, maybe not from me. That's starting to feel like maybe I'm not the comedian tonight. But you're going to get a lot of football content. Tank, this is an intro for you to the upstate of South Carolina.
It is. It is. It's nice to be heard in the upstate of South Carolina. I don't. Should I start the whole USC is
Southern Cal?
Is Southern Cal thing?
It's a
right
real
now?
bad start. I mean, on a South Carolina Gamecock network, it's a really bad start.
It's not a good idea.
That is a way for your microphone to get disconnected out of the back, and then you're just talking to yourself.
No. I've already crossed that bridge once in my broadcasting career. My first radio job was in Charleston, South Carolina, working on a Clemson radio station, and they got a good kick out of my USC, but they also did not like my whole take on the Tar Heel side of things, because
Oh, you're about to say that thing you can't come back from, which
no,
is...
I'm not going to do it. I was going to do it, and I'm not going to do
That's
it.
a good idea. You hear Trey laughing in the background? That was...
You got to call it.
That was Trey going...
So I have no friends. But I'm glad I can be here with you guys. Enjoy this wonderful Combine week.
We are glad to be here with you. It's one of the wildest weeks of the year. Everybody from the NFL is descending upon Indianapolis. So no matter where you turn, you'll see a head coach. You might wind up with a tequila shot in your hand and Mike Vrabel on the other side, as I once did, which that does end exactly how you think it would. 4 o'clock, putting a pin in it with Mike on Radio Row by 7:30, because I am #built different. The others built different. Call in line 864-240-5480, or you can hit us with a text 864-777-9593. Trey, I believe we have our first caller of the night. Caller, who is this?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Jeremy. This is Rocky in
What's
Greenville.
happening, Rocky? How
How are you? I'm doing well, and don't take this the wrong way. And I'm going to ask questions about the Combine, but I swear you sound like you're talking in a tunnel under New York City.
That is, we're trying to adjust that as we go. We have 4 mics in a very small room because the NFL sent me an email, and who's shocked? I didn't read it.
Well, I'm just glad to talk to you. All right, so I got a question, and apologize if I ramble here a little bit, but it's a Combine question, and I'll once I get it. Thinking about the Combine, and you're up there, and I know you're passionate about that. And I listen to a lot of national folks and their opinions on the Combine, and we know these guys have their pro days, and there's film all over everywhere, and probably the teams have their ideas about where they might be wanting to drafting. So I guess my real big question is, what good? I mean, we know Mendoza's not going to throw, but as far as the Combine goes, and I know the interview part of it is very important when you're talking to these guys and you want to understand them, their character, their intellect, all of that. And that's a very important piece in trying to understand if you want to draft some guy. But as far as the Combine as a whole, what is the good that it does them to go and work out or not work out? I just really, and you got your panel there, so what's the good for them? What's the benefit for them? Because they're going to have their pro days later, in their local places. So really, I just want your feedback on that. Really, your thoughts on what's the good and how they can improve their stock. Really, is you don't want to decrease your stock, at the Combine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And I'll hang up and listen to you, and I'm glad to hear you back on.
Hey,
Thanks.
Rocky, we appreciate you. We appreciate the call. So we have a panel here this is my third Combine, Tank and David. This is both their second and for Mike, this is his first. So I'll start and I'll go down the line. For me, the combine is more about what happens inside the convention center, where you interview with the teams, where you meet the media, because this is really our first chance to see you outside of the helmet. This is where you become a person, not a number and a player. This is where we see, how do you interact with people? How do you carry yourself as you're walking through the halls? Because this is literally a gigantic job fair. And so that, for me, means more than the workouts. Now, I'm not going to tell you that a guy can't come out here, have a great workout, and I go revisit the tape. I've long said, if you're readjusting things aggressively based on the combine, you're doing it wrong. Because there are a lot of guys out there that are very athletic that are not great football players.
Got another caller.
And that's kind of what I see at the combine. Tank, your opinions on what you can prove at the combine?
I'm not the X's and O's guy, so I'm not the playbook guy. So I really don't care about your statistics. I mean they're fine. Like, a guy goes out and runs a 4.340, I'm awed like everybody else. But I'm more interested in how you carry yourself. We were talking about this on the ESPN Asheville show the other day, and I feel like a guy can prove a lot on how he handles the media. And when he gets up there, if he's a big star and there's a whole bunch of people, like, how does it make him nervous? Does he get twitchy? You know, how comfortable does he get in that scenario? But also, for these lower level guys, I love to see what they do when there's no one standing there. Because when you go out there, there's 12 podiums, and if, like Brock Bowers was out there with a whole bunch of tight ends that nobody knew who the heck they were. And of course, everybody goes and gathers around Brock Bowers because, oh my gosh, it's Brock Bowers. He's the best tight end, and he's the guy that we want to talk to, right? We're here for clicks. Nobody's going to go. I wish I could remember one of the lower level guys that was in that class. But I mean, you can stand there and you could look at the crowd of media around Brock, a guy that star level, and then see these other guys and how they individually handle, because there will be one or two. Like, there will be a Browns podcaster guy hanging around because he knows they know they're not getting anybody good in the draft.
Probably not anytime soon, anyways. With Andrew Berry there, and I cannot wait to ask Andrew Berry a few questions, because it's been an interesting ride with Andrew Berry. And when we talk about, what can we learn here at the Combine, I look back to last year. Shedeur Sanders is not projected to be a 5th-round pick, leaves Indy after interviews, not a workout, and falls all the way to the 5th round. So you want to know what teams are really probably looking at this point? It's not what you run. It's not how you work. It's what you're doing in these interviews. And listen, I love Shedeur, but there's a reason that he fell. I can't wait to see what he and Todd Monken can do in the future. But that stuff matters here.
It tells us a lot that he started with Shedeur, the uneasiness that is there.
If you would like to find out why Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round, watch any YouTube video we did from day 1 of the Combine last year till day 2 of the draft, or day 3 of the draft, because we just
day 3.
David Smith, what do you think about the Combine?
I don't think it's necessarily the top guys that we're learning the most about. I mean, we know who those guys are, where they're going, whether it's projected or actual position. I'm more interested in seeing the day 2, the day 3 guys, the guys that can really actually improve their draft stock, or the guys that are more fringe day 3 guys that are looking to move into day 2, secure a little more signing bonus, maybe get them to a better spot, a more competitive spot. Everybody knows if you're drafting at the top of the draft, it's probably not a great situation. So you get an opportunity to go to a team that's maybe more established. You do your interviews, and again, to Jeremy's point, you're not seeing the crest on the helmet here. You're seeing these people as individuals for the first time. You're seeing a lot of these young men. This is their first real heavy media scrutiny that they're going to get, and how, like last year, we saw how this stadium reacted to the Will Howard that was running. And Tyler Shuck running, and it was incredible. No other quarterbacks wanted to run. Tyler Shuck ran, And I think that helped him out greatly. So you can set yourself apart. You can certainly hurt yourself. Isaiah Bond famously did not do himself any favors, but you know, like you can come in and you can say, I'm going to run a record-breaking 40 and not do it. Or you can come in and be humble and really show yourself a good time, and the teams can respect that. The teams look at that and they go, all right, this is the guy we want.
The best way I can explain the combine is it's a lot like dating. If you've been talking to a girl online and you're asking her about her Pokemon cards, that would be your tape. So if you're asking those things, you're already down by a lot. Your 40 time is a lot like having a nice car. It's cool, and there are some people that will really like that. It just doesn't really give you, if there's no substance to that, you're just a fast guy. And that it works that way with a lot of the drills here. We have another caller on the line. Caller, who is this?
Hey, this is Randy.
Hey, Randy, how are you?
I'm all right, coming to you from the blizzard of 31 inches of snow out here today.
We've had 31 tenths of an inch here in Indianapolis, and it's made this city feel like it's deceased.
Yeah, no, 31 inches is a lot. Yeah, I'm glad you guys don't have to deal with that out there. And different than your last trip when you did have to deal with this sort of thing.
Oh, that was Dallas with 2 inches of snow, and it shut the whole city down.
Right. Listen, I got a question about a specific prospect, Max Ihenakor. Look, he's excited a lot of people, and he's really raw, but it just kind of came to my attention that this guy is like 26 years old. What do you think about projection for him when you're talking about a guy that if you take him in the first round, he's going to be 31 years old by the end of his rookie contract?
Ihenakor's an interesting prospect. He's one that can do himself some favors here because one of the things that we're really curious about is that he has a heavy basketball background. He's only played football for a handful of years. I think he was a junior in high school when he started. We're trying to figure out exactly where he projects and how he can move. He's one that I actually think he can benefit or really hurt himself this week. Now, as for his age, I have yet to get we don't have a definitive birth date on him. I've heard he's everywhere from 23 to this is starting to feel like an NBA prospect or a Major League Baseball prospect. Nobody seems to actually know how old he is. So
I'm going based off the 2022 recruiting profile that said he was 22 years old at the time. So that's what I'm judging based off of. Certainly, again, a definitive age. But if he is 26, does that make him the oldest prospect in this class?
If he is that age, he would be, because currently the oldest one that I know of, Akeem Mesidor is the oldest one that projects in the top 100, and he will be 25 on draft night. So I will know his definitive birth date 2 days from now, and we can discuss that. I think more what fluctuates him is that we don't know exactly where he plays, and that's what's going to – we figured out he could block. The tape was good, a little inconsistent, but the tape was good. Then we saw him at the Senior Bowl, and he looked really good. Now it's a question of how can you move, where do you project, are you going to be a guard or a tackle? And I think that will more sit where he lands on the board. So Ihenakor is definitely one that I've got an eye on this weekend in Indianapolis.
Now, how much would it dip your projection for him if he does turn out to be 26 years old?
If he's that old, he will not. I actually pulled this. In the last 8 years, which is basically the NIL transfer portal age, we have not had a player go in the top 50 that was over 25 and a half years old. So none of them have gone in the top 50. Darius Alexander last year, he was one that he wound up being, he was 25 and 7 months or something like that, and he fell into the third round, and everyone I talked to loved him. So for Ihenakor, if he were to be 25, 26, somewhere in that neighborhood, I think it pushes him to 75 plus.
That makes sense. Another one with a strange birth date, by the way, is C.J. Daniels. Got to nail that one down because he's been in school for like 6-7 years or something like that.
C.J. Daniels was he was an early entrant at Miami. I know within probably 10 weeks where he's at. He's going to be 24. I'm almost 100% sure of that. So, and that's actually a really good point. When you get guys that come from other countries, which Ian did, he's from Nigeria. He also went to a school that does not disclose birth dates. Miami does. They don't have to, but they do. So Miami is, so long as the birth date is accurate, which as stupid as this sounds, that's not always the case. I've had a few of them that wound up about 4 months older than I thought they were because somebody thought a 4 and an 8 looked a lot alike. So I'm pretty comfortable with where Daniels is. Aya Nature is a little bit more of an open-ended birth date. Randy, we're up against a hard out. I appreciate your call.
Have a great time out there, man.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. This is the Sportsocracy live from the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine. He's Mike Carlisle. He's David Smith. He's Tank Spencer. Back at Master Controls, Trey Falco. I'm at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Greene. And we'll be back right after these commercial messages.
Hey guys, this is Wells Adams with By Order of the Faithfuls podcast. Lets you in on a little trader's secret. If you want to hear from Season 4 contestants like Stephen Coletti or Michael Rappaport or Caroline Stanberry, you've come to the right place. Alongside my fellow Faithfuls and co-host Tamara Judge and Dolores Catania, we deep dive into this season and gear up for the season finale. Listen to By Order of the Faithfuls on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Hey,
Follow By Order.
Jeremy, we got Alex S. from Charlotte hanging on.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
Hey, how do we sound to you? We're getting feedback from YouTube. We're trying to set levels here because it sounds one way to us.
It's I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do in such a small space, but it's kind of tinny.
Okay. Yeah, this will be the only one we do from this room, but until we have access, we are where we are.
No, I get it.
We'll see how well we can soundproof it first. I got blankets coming, so we're gonna try and make this work. Because this is a cool, tight little spot we've got.
A nicer, newer car is a fairy tale?
Not anymore. Hear ye, hear ye. Gilstrap Family Dealerships, your dealer for the people. Hereby decrees that everyone drives for just 10 cents down.
During our Once Upon a Dime sales event.
That means you could drive a new Mitsubishi or any nicer, newer car, truck, or SUV that you choose from our huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles, starting at only one thin dime.
So if you've fallen out of love with your old ride,
we want to help you ride off into the sunset in a nicer, newer car you want and deserve.
For just 10 cents down.
Is your credit history less beauty and more beast?
Credit mishaps are a tale as old as time.
But our For the People credit approval process is magic.
And we're the fairy godmothers of approvals.
But hurry.
This magic won't last long.
Only at the Gilstrap Family Dealerships. The Truck Farm's #1 Mitsubishi, located in Easley, Greenville, and Greer. Ask about our exclusive Customers for Life program with a free lifetime engine warranty, free oil changes, and more. Call today at 306-8785 and check out all the deals online at thegilstrapfamilydealerships.com.
Sick of gray, gloomy winter hibernation? At Kohl's, you can make spring come early with colorful accents that brighten up your home, like vibrant cookware and decor, cozy bedding and towels. Plus, Kohl's Rewards members save 15% on home purchases. So shop Kohl's Home Refresh and move on to spring. The weather will catch up eventually. Select styles. Offer ends March 1st. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all.
Hey, we got about 10 seconds.
Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish
10
the
for.
day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help. Get in the zone,
We still got Alex hanging on.
Yes, sir.
See, Tank? This is what a mindful producer does. He looks at the other person and goes, what kind of music would you like to hear? Sweet baby Trey Falco does that every single week. That's why here in overtime, it's just Creed banger after Creed banger after Creed banger.
I don't have that many Creed songs.
It is.
I got like 2.
Hey, they're all bangers. You type in CREED, and the one thing I know you will find on the opposite end of that panel, bangers. Every single time. We got a full house here at the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. To my right, Tank Spencer. Find him on the X, the Twitter, the whatever you want to call it these days, the one with the bird on it, at Sports Tank ESPN. David Smith from Great North Sports, the Sportsocracy's Great North Sports, our Canadian division. Yeah, we have divisions. And Mike Carlisle from Raw Dog Sports. We're all talking NFL scouting combine, but you can get involved in the conversation, and I believe someone has done that on our call-in line. 864-240-5480. Caller, who is this?
Hey, y'all, this is Alex from Charlotte, just calling back in.
Alex,
I think this is the first.
Go ahead.
I think this is the first time I've called in while Tank's on, so I'm hoping that we can get a Creed karaoke torture ticket in the near future.
Oh, Alex.
That's a throwback.
Alex, you just excited me a lot because there is a karaoke bar in Indianapolis. And my question is, what can I beat Tank at that will make him do Creed karaoke in Indianapolis surrounded by people from the NFL? I'm all,
as long as it's supported, I'm okay with it.
Oh, we have our business manager here. We've already exchanged the look of we are going to find what ratio we have to go Fireball to tequila in Tank to get him in a karaoke bar. My hope is that we could get him to do a duet with Darren Sproles. I think that would break the internet.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
That would
I'll
break
always
the
love
internet
you, Whitney
immediately.
Houston.
Oh, reunite
him or
with my
Darren
hero.
Sproles.
Sing a little Reunited and it feels so good.
I got 2 questions.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. It is very tinny.
Oh,
so
no,
it's
you're
just
good.
tough to hear y'all. I apologize.
No, this is what happens when you don't read emails from the NFL. We have a spot to broadcast from. The only problem is it doesn't open until 8 a.m. tomorrow.
All right. Well, the 2 questions are, what are the over-under on coffee cafe fights this year? And what is the position in the NFL draft that is making everybody's mock drafts not sync up? My bet is on offensive tackle, but it's really weird because everyone's big boards looks different this year, and Omar Cooper is flying up boards, so I am very confused. And it's so late into the draft process that everything is crazy. So cheers, guys. Best of luck. Eat lots of pizza and find comfortable chairs.
Thank you so much, Alex. We always appreciate you. So I'll start with your first question. Over under coffee shop fights. I will say this. I almost want to camp out at the media cred drop-off just to see if Ian Rappaport and Jordan Schultz pick up at the same time. Just so we can all sit here and go, here we go. You're doing it again. Because Jordan Schultz is about 8 inches taller than Ian Rappaport. So we were very close to that fight last year. We did not get to see it heads on, but we were very close to it. As for your second question, and it's a really good question. I think there are a handful of positions that the industry has wrong. Wide receiver is one of them. We do this every single year. I don't know why I don't know why it's so hard for people to figure out. We're at a point where wide receiver is bountiful. There are a lot of them. When there are a lot of them, and there are a lot of them in free agency too. We got Brandon Ayuk. We've got this is completely off the top of my head. Deebo Samuel. There are a lot of veteran guys that are probably going to get decent money deals. There are a lot of wide receivers out there. So when you start telling me, and this is not at Alex, it's at mock drafts that I've seen. When you tell me Omar Cooper is going to go in the first round, I just start laughing.
Run fast, catch ball.
But because it's not going to happen. Like, I like Cooper. I think he'll be a good deep threat in this league. I don't see a first round pick.
It doesn't make sense. No, wide receiver is always like that, though. That's the glamour position, similar to quarterback and running back. Well, less so running back, but quarterback and wide receiver, especially wide receiver lately. I think people have got a handle on quarterback to the point where they're willing to take a risk on whoever, but it's always going to be early. But wide receiver, they don't have any clue. So we're drafting burners. You're drafting guys who you think are going to be big possession guys based on a couple of games against some SEC opponents or some Big Ten opponents, and you're like, well, I think that he's going to run fast. I think he's going to beat over the top, and we're going to draft him, and he's going to be the next Randy Moss, and we have yet to see that guy.
David, it's a great point. It also works on the other side. So I've had a handful of people tell me, well, Malik Neighbors went at 5. How is Carnell Tate going to go at 5? Because these are two completely different draft classes. Carnell Tate is a top 10 player to practically anybody in this class. He'd have probably gone in the 20s 2 years ago when Malik Neighbors came out. The classes are different, which changes everything. The other position, and Mike, I want to get your opinion on this because we talked about this earlier. Defensive tackle. I think there are more that are going to go higher than people think. Caden McDonald is not sexy. Tyleek Williams wasn't either. He went in the first round. Because the team looks at, we have a serious problem stopping the run. Caden McDonald will practically fix that by himself. Then you get into that second tier with Dante Corleone, the Godfather, Big Citrus, Dominique Orange, a slew of other guys. There are going to be more defensive tackles in the top 75 than people think.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, and one of the names that kind of came up for me was Grayson Holton out of Oklahoma. I mean, we saw a ton of guys down in Mobile that were exceptional at the defensive tackle spot. I think a lot of here we go. I think a lot of people came in expecting this to be a pretty lean D tackle class. I was one of those people, but going down to Mobile, man, it showed me a lot. There was a lot of pass rush moves, and I think there's a lot more depth than people are giving the D tackle position credit for.
And I would agree. I think defensive tackle, those are the two positions that I think people have messed up. Also, you could have offensive tackle going a little bit too high from what I have been told up until this point. We have another caller on the line. Caller, who's this?
Hey guys, this is Soaring Eagle calling, I think, for the first time with Tank on the other side, so this will be fun.
Soaring Eagle, always glad to hear from you. What can we do for you tonight?
Yes, I have a few things. First of all, I just want to go in there and throw flowers of saying that, hey, shock of the century, Canada sucks at their own sport. Now you care about the Olympics, Jeremy?
Yeah. You do have to turn David's mic up. Look, David's been very gracious. We've had an Instagram reel that's gone completely nanners today, which has been a fun start to the combine. I think we've added more followers on TikTok and Instagram in one day than we've added in 5 years.
I mean, you won in overtime. I don't think that constitutes sucks. But you won, and congratulations. But sucks, I don't know about sucks.
Look, the only thing I will say, and I'm not trying to make this political in any way.
Play Freebird.
But I do believe Donald Trump has increased the rivalry between the United States and Canada, which is words that I never thought I would say out loud. But here we are. Soaring Eagle, from there, what you got?
Yeah, then another thing. After Alex's suggestion for the torture ticket for the Creed thing, I got a suggestion. How about instead of that, to go to a karaoke bar and make Tank rap? Make Tank do some rap and stuff like that.
You know what's...
I could bust it out.
Oh, you know what's funny is that he would actually, depending on the song, he might do that really well.
Oh, I'd kill it. We were on the way up here, and of course, my music was playing, and my playlist was playing in the truck, and we got to Rapper's Delight. Because every kid from the 80s knows Rapper's Delight. Like, every word, front to back. Megan didn't even... She never heard that song before. And I was dumbfounded. But I rapped the entire song for her, and she loved it.
Another thing... And now I want to talk about something I've just seen on Twitter involving my Denver Broncos. I saw a Broncos fan account on Twitter basically repost something from somebody who's going to be in touch with a couple of Broncos scouts. Then at least pre-combine, there were like 4 guys that they say could be legitimate targets for Denver and that Denver might have actual interest in. And it's Jacob Rodriguez, Zachariah Branch, who the guy said Sean Payton thinks is the next Lance Moore. I'll let you guys get a little rant on that when I'm talking. Kenyon Sadiq and Caleb Banks. And I was looking for your thoughts on those.
Kenyon Sadiq will never get that far because he's going to come here. Look, I have it on pretty good authority that Kenyon Sadiq's going to run and work out, and his workout is going to go ham sandwich because that kid has a legit 41-inch vert. So when you see a guy that big go 41-inch vert and then probably run somewhere in the high 4.4s to low 4.5s, that's going to push him up because he will differentiate himself at
he'll get like a 98 RAS score.
His RAS score will be quite high. Caleb Banks makes a lot of sense. I had Caden McDonald to them in my last mock. So I think that is a position they could look at. The other two really intrigue me because why do you need a Zachariah Branch? You already have a Zachariah Branch at home. His name's Marvin Mims, and you don't use him. That's like the kid going, Mom, can we stop for chicken nuggies? We already have chicken nuggies. You can have chicken nuggies when we get home. Sean Payton's not allowed to draft another small wide receiver that's really fast that I like until he uses the one that he's already got. Now, Jacob Rodriguez, that one, I don't know that there's a player in this class that has led to more people tell me, I love him. I just don't know where you take him because he plays a position that's kind of devalued. He's played virtually every position on a football field. He just has unbelievable instincts. That's the one that when you said it, I could see, knowing Sean the way that I do, I could see him going, you know what? I don't care. I need a linebacker. That's a linebacker. He fits in my system, and I love the way he plays football. So that one makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Soaring Eagle, we appreciate the call. You're in overtime. He's Tank Spencer. He's David Smith. He's Mike Carlisle. I'm Jeremy Greene. Back at Master Control is sweet baby Trey Falco. We'll be back right after this.
104.9 Fox Sports Upstate Weather.
This is WIFF News 4 Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice with your forecast. Windy and cold tonight. We go down to 24 degrees. Ouch. Tuesday morning, we'll have those wind chills in the teens, even single digits in the mountains, warming up under sunshine to 51. As we go into Wednesday, windy and 60. We'll have some rain return on Thursday at 63. Clearing back out Friday into the weekend. And get this, we're back to the mid to upper 60s, even pushing 70 by Sunday.
Is the Tinty getting better or worse?
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. In the automotive industry, time and trust matter. Miss an electrical problem and it can slow everything down. That's why Napa delivers electrical solutions the pros trust. The parts, tools, and expertise to catch problems before they become breakdowns. That's Napa know-how.
You know who's listening to the radio? Voters. Lots of them. So if you're running for office, this right here, great place to reach them. And it's not like social media where people are just swiping through ads. With radio, they're engaged. Plus, it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country. Even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Call now and be on the air in just 48 hours. 844-844-IHEART. That's 844-844-IHEART.
Winter is here. Are you staying warm? Call McGee Heating and Air. Speak to a real person. And for a limited time, McGee is offering 0% APR finance options on a new qualifying train system. Whether it's your furnace, heat pump, or ductless solution, McGee will handle it. Get up to $2,100 in McGee rebates.
Trace, what does my clock look like here?
Your train comfort specialist provides.
You got another break after this. You can take it up to 55.50 if we want to. You can just combine it with that last one.
10-4. Is the Tinty getting better or worse?
It's about the same.
Okay, we're hanging up we're hanging up blankets and sheets. It looks like we're about to have a full-on seance in here right now.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Would closing the door help or hurt? It actually probably hurt.
I think it helps.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, it's just radio. We're figuring it out as we fly.
The road is calling, and the answer is waiting at Harley-Davidson in Greenville. We have the largest inventory of used bikes in the upstate, with more arriving every week. From touring to cruisers to sport models, there's a Harley here for every riding style and every budget. Why wait for riding season when you can ride now? Come see why riders choose Harley-Davidson in Greenville. Customer voted the best place to buy a motorcycle in the upstate 10 years in a row. Visit us at 30 Crum Drive in Greenville or shop online at upstateharley.com.
Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and straighttalk.com.
This
the biggest night in podcasting.
The countdown is on to our 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards. Live from South by Southwest, March 16th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year and celebrate the most innovative talent and creators in the industry.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
There are sports talk radio hosts.
They're just not that good.
And then there is Colin Cowherd.
I'm worth Patrick Mahomes' money.
Discriminating listeners know a unicorn when they hear one. The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at noon on Fox Sports Upstate. Years ago, he was there at the beginning of sports talk radio.
I came down, I was making $18,000. I was living large.
Today, he's the most decorated host of all time.
This is the greatest individual selfish feeling ever. Yes!
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays beginning at 9 on Fox Sports Upstate.
I did not like to say hello, but to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow.
Trey's locked in as always. You're in overtime. Sportsocracy on the road. We're in Indianapolis at the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine. As always, we're brought to you by our friends at Ingles Markets. Find them online, ingles-markets.com, and go vote in the mascot challenge. SoCon coming up next week. Tank, we're just on the hop.
Vote for pause.
We leave here in Indianapolis. We get 1 day, and then we're right into SoCon in Asheville.
Yes. It is a fun time. I love college basketball, and I love college basketball tournament season. There's nothing like it still.
We will be live from Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville, at the Ingles 2026 Southern Conference Basketball Championship on Friday. We'll be doing the show from there. Frankly, I'm pretty sure I'm never going to see the studio again. I'm looking at my schedule going, I don't think I'm back in the studio for about a month. Because between this, SoCon, Pro Days, and my birthday, I think I'm back about April Fool's Day.
Just in time for the draft.
Just in time for the draft.
Just in time to go to Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, and then we're in Pittsburgh for a week.
Yes. Lots of travel.
I'm telling you, I'm ordering a set of sound panels for this room. Just 'cause I really don't. It's very comfy in here.
It is very comfy in here. We are a little close quarters.
I'm not.
But it is gymnastics trying to level these mics out as soon as somebody talks, because I'm trying to cut down on the tinniness as much as possible. So
that is the beauty of
I'm efforting.
That's the beauty of being the biggest one in the room. All I got to do is push the old knees out, and everybody stays away from me.
Names on the door.
Well, right now a blanket's on the door, but underneath the blanket, I believe there is a name, and my name is indeed on the door.
Yes.
I mean, at least it's on the Airbnb rental agreement in this gigantic house. We're talking 2026 NFL Scouting Combine. If you want to get involved in the conversation, you can do it via the text line, which is 864-777-9593. Yes, I'm Ron Burgundy, and I can only recite the text line if it's on my screen. You can also call in 864-240-5480, or you can find us on YouTube, and you can get involved with a super chat, which is exactly what happened. Trey, just since I have my merry band of friends, could you possibly play my favorite drop that you have?
I want me some glory hole.
There it is. I knew it would make Tank laugh immediately.
Yes!
The first one's from Dana.
So good.
The Rams are not there as usual. Are they just better at IDing prospects and things like that for their top 30 visits? Because it seems like foregoing the 45 combine visits should hurt, but it doesn't hurt them. I'm not going to lie to you. We talked about this earlier today. Mike asked me this question. He's like, why does McVay never show up? I don't know. The Los Angeles Rams are that kid that we all knew in high school that doesn't read the book. He smokes weed all day, and then he comes in and gets a 96 on the test while you got an 85, and you're going, but how did that happen? We did our homework. You didn't. You were off with Betty at the movie theater, and I'm sitting here studying, and you got a better grade than I did.
He's got people for that, though, doesn't he?
Well, I mean he's got Les Snead, which helps.
Exactly.
And look, anybody with Google can tell you how Les Snead feels about them picks. I can't say that, but you can Google it. Right now, take your smartphone, go to Google, and ask it, how does Les Snead feel about them picks? And it'll tell you. I don't know why they don't show up. I actually know a couple people in that front office, and I've asked the question. I mean, because they do have people here.
Right.
It's just McVay's not here, and a lot of the traveling parties.
But Les is here.
Les is here.
Les is here. And see, and I think part of that is a great relationship between a head coach and a GM. Like you trust him to do his job. Picking the players is his thing. Coaching the players is my thing. So maybe that's just how they feel about it in their building. They're just not going to cross streams, so to speak, in 80s Ghostbuster style.
Well, NFL teams, this is a really good referendum on maybe you shouldn't fire GMs every 3 years, looking right at you, New York Jets, Cleveland Browns. Yep, that's the only ones in the room, so that's the only two I'm going to take shots at. It does help when you have that relationship where I know what I'm looking for. You know, Tank and I are both close with Mike Lombardi. It was shocking when Lombardi was in the building how much better of a drafter Belichick was. Then he left, and it kind of went to that second tier of guys that he trusted in, and the drafting went through the floor.
Yeah, well, and we talked about this earlier, but it's not only McVay that is now implementing this kind of strategy. We see his tree starting to do this with the guys down in Jacksonville as well. Cohen's not down here.
Yeah, Liam, let me give you a solid piece of advice. You should be here. Now, when they ask you what time you want to talk, your answer should be not applicable. I think I won't. Because the last time I talked, I said Duval, really weird, and it got played back at me about 1,000 times.
He's spoken since then.
Yeah, not that anybody cared.
He's all right.
He's talking to mullets and jean shorts. So, that probably is gonna that line right there might complicate a meeting later this week. Oopsie poopsie. Our next super chat, sweet baby Trey, find me a sound bite of any kind.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
I
love Dan Campbell.
I so wanted this. I wanted super chats just for this because nobody in this room but me knows what's coming, and it makes me laugh a lot.
I've also got the full kneecap cut.
Kevin Mullen, who is famous in our parts for his Shanahanisms, I cannot read that in the upstate of South Carolina under any circumstances. But it is very funny. He asked, is Zachariah Branch a replacement for Rashid Shaheed in Seattle? Much love from San Diego. I could see Zachariah Branch as a replacement. I just think they get Shaheed done. I'll be honest with you, the offseason starts in Seattle, and I cannot wait to get in front of their 2 decision makers tomorrow and go, hey, bro, we're boys. Could you, tell me what you're going to do? Because it changes a mess of stuff. Because there's a running back, a wide receiver, an edge rusher, and 2 corners and a safety that I feel like everybody in the NFL wants to pay to a degree, except maybe you. Because you're the one that seems like you don't want to pay them, and maybe they all hit the market.
Maybe we break some news to Seattle this year instead of to the Commanders crew.
That something's happened in their building?
Yeah, I mean, that's a classic moment, Debo getting traded. Maybe we see a different trade that happens. I don't think that the free agent market has been hyped up as we're going to look. There are not a lot of guys on it. We're going to have to. There's going to be a lot of overpays. You're going to see a lot of people shelling out big contracts for guys who probably don't necessarily deserve it, but they've earned it. So get your bag, son. Go ahead, get that money. I'm wondering if we're going to see some of that. We have already seen George Pickens potentially getting tagged. I think that's unofficial at this point. Kyle Pitts has been tagged, not a wide receiver, but he's a receiving target. Shaheed has been the next rumor. Oh, he's going to get a big bag somewhere. I don't know if he does. I think he gets paid. I think he gets paid in Seattle. I think he stays. Why would you want to leave?
Well, I mean, you have the man, the myth, the legend, Sam Darnold throwing to you. which is just, I mean, that's a guarantee that you're going to be competitive for a Super Bowl for the next 10 years because you have the football messiah himself slinging darts to you. So, I mean, Rashid, I'm not your agent, buddy, but here's a solid piece of advice. Don't try to be happier than happy. Whatever they're offering, you should probably take it. And that's just my advice on Shaheed. We also have another super chat. It's from another Seahawk fan, Eric Miller. Sweet baby Trey.
Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Nailed it. He said, "Armchair, go USA." AC, you're taking some shade tonight.
Listen. I might have to give up sports altogether. My Toronto Blue Jays lose in Game 7 of the World Series by a toe.
Yep.
Absolutely brutal. Gold medal game lost. Patriots got absolutely dominated. I'm waiting for the Montreal Canadiens to get to the Stanley Cup final, only to lose in 7 games, and then it'll be complete. Then my sports misery season will be completed.
And your curling team is cheaters.
No, that's part of our heritage. We love that. He turned around and said some dirty words to that man. Right? He said, "Oh, the petty." We've talked about this on Great North Sports. The pettiness that he was like, I think maybe someone you know might be cheating. Someone very close to you. You might know him. And then like the passive aggressive, like it did not sit well. He turned around and he said, "Oh, you can take a walk," except he didn't say walk. And you're not allowed to swear in curling. Apparently, that's against the rules. I didn't know that.
But you double touched it, and you're not supposed to double touch it. You can only touch it once.
Hey, fight me.
Does that interaction sully the reputation of Canadians everywhere who are just the kindest?
It's supposed to be so
people?
Nice. And
No, we're passive aggressive and petty.
Got 1 minute.
No, passive aggressive and petty. Not super nice. Everybody thinks we're nice. It's like a bless your heart, but in Canadian.
Oh my God, the Canadians do the Southern thing. They say bless your heart, which is really us telling you to go do bad things. And you think we're sweet until you catch us throwing horseshoes or any of the other things that we're particularly good at, and then we're out for blood. NASCAR race, we'll just wreck you. We don't care. It's fine.
30 seconds.
Let a Canadian hit the track.
I just learned things. Canadians are sleeper agents waiting to get you on a curling rink. Is it a curling rink?
Yeah.
It's certainly not a field because there's no grass.
It's a sheet, a curling sheet.
It's a curling sheet. We're a bunch of morons talking on the radio box. I'm Jeremy Greene. He's Tank Spencer, David Smith, Mike Carlisle, and Sweet Baby Trey back at Master Control. We'll be back with Hour 2, brought to you by Ingles Markets right after this.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend.
Trey, you're killing it, my friend. This is organized chaos, but you are wrangling it quite nicely.
Let's do this
Thank
Monday. ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich creamy frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like 2 delicious desserts just high-fived, snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Attention all gun owners. Did you know you can now purchase a suppressor with a $0 tax stamp? Palmetto State Armory is the go-to destination for suppressors with brands like Dead Air, Advanced Armament, Silencer Co., and many more on hand. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is there to help walk you through the suppressor buying process and help you make the right decision whether it's your first suppressor purchase or your 10th. Stop in today and take advantage of the new $0 tax stamp on suppressors at Palmetto State Armory, your premier suppressor dealer.
Once upon a time,
There was a dealer for the people.
that let everyone drive for just one dime down.
Think driving a nicer, newer car is a fairy tale?
Not anymore. Hear ye, hear ye. The Gilstrap Family Dealerships, your dealer for the people, hereby decrees that everyone drives for just 10 cents down.
During our Once Upon a Dime sales event.
That means you could drive a new Mitsubishi or any nicer, newer car, truck, or SUV that you choose from our huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles, starting at only one thin dime.
So if you've fallen out of love with your old ride,
We want to help you ride off into the sunset in a nicer, newer car you want and deserve.
for just 10 cents down.
Is your credit history less beauty and more beast?
Credit mishaps are a tale as old as time.
But our For the People credit approval process is magic.
And we're the fairy godmothers of approvals.
But hurry.
This magic won't last long.
Only at the Gilstrap Family Dealerships. The Truck Farm's #1 Mitsubishi, located in Easley, Greenville, and Greer. Ask about our exclusive Customers for Life program with a free lifetime engine warranty, free oil changes, and more. Call today at 306-8785 or check out all the deals online at thegilstrapfamilydealerships.com.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio. One tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local stations. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
First, you made Dan Patrick the most listened to morning sports talk.
Good for Dan. I root for everybody.
And now you lovingly embrace Colin Cowherd.
Good God, folks. Thank you for everybody that has accepted us.
Weekday mornings, 9 a.m. on 104.9 Fox Sports Upstate.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide, based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
#1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. From the Ingles studio, this is WROO-FM Malden, 104.9 Fox Sports Upstate, an iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. And here's what you need to know.
Just 3 games in the NBA, but a great matchup at Detroit right now. The Pistons, who've won 5 in a row, are tied with San Antonio, which just won 8 straight. It's 35 all in the second quarter. About to start, Memphis hosts a Sacramento team that's lost 16 straight. The Kings' record overall this season, 12-46. Utah at Houston later. Dillon Brooks of the Suns will reportedly miss 4 to 6 weeks with a broken hand. Later in men's college hoops, it'll be number 5 Houston at number 14 Kansas. Currently halftime in a top 25 matchup. North Carolina at home leads 39-38 against Louisville. Duke is number 1 in the new polls. Arizona up to number 2. Michigan fell to number 3. The NHL still off for Olympic break. The league will resume its schedule on Wednesday. The Dallas Cowboys plan to franchise tag wide receiver George Pickens. The Falcons are expected to tag tight end Kyle Pitts. I'm Steve DeSager.
Sick of gray, gloomy winter hibernation? At Kohl's, you can make spring come early with colorful accents that brighten up your home, like vibrant cookware and decor, cozy bedding and towels. Plus, Kohl's Rewards members save 15% on home purchases. So shop Kohl's Home Refresh and move on to spring. The weather will catch up eventually. Select styles. Offer ends March 1st. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like
Trey, do we have anybody on the line?
And Sammy does that for free too.
Nope, just a bunch of text.
Oh, texts are important. I should probably check that.
Yeah, I got about 3 of them. 4?
Just help.
And we got about a minute till we come back.
Restrictions apply.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeart. The pursuit of gold.
Golden goal.
To the bracket busting in March.
You think you know what's going to happen, but it never goes as scripted.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off.
To the dreams of the NFL Draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
First name.
Everyone has an agenda.
Dan. Last name.
There's a lot of things to get to.
Patrick. At least stage name. It's Pugh.
How about that?
And his show is The Dan Patrick Show. Joined by the Danettes.
You guys talk so much.
No one does it better.
You talk trash so much. How about you back it up?
You can catch the Dan Patrick Show weekdays, 9 a.m. before Colin Cowherd right here on 104.9 Fox Sports Upstate.
The games are over, so there's only one thing left to do: overreact. The NFL Draft Nerd is here to weave through the world of sports and separate fact from fiction. Get involved. The call-in line's open at 864-240-5480. You can tweet us, we don't call it X, at the NFL Draft Nerd. Now, here's that creed-loving, bird-fearing, football lunatic, Jeremy Greene.
We're back, hour 2, right here in overtime. It's a tradition, but this week it's different. Every week you get me at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Greene, and you get sweet baby Trey back at Master Control. Trey doing the Lord's work, controlling the absolute chaos that is coming back down the line to him. We appreciate that as always. This week I'm joined by Tank Spencer. Find him on X.
Hello.
At Sports Tank ESPN. Great North Sports, David Smith. Find him on YouTube and all the things at Sportsocracy GN.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think that's right. I should probably have checked that before I said it.
I think that's right.
I got a lot of followers on the X, so find me there.
Yeah, you can find him. He's all over the place. Usually
everywhere.
Talking about hockey and how now his country is
Not anymore.
the second best country in the world.
Not anymore.
I did laugh at the meme I saw of things that Canada is better at than the United States, and it just said number 1 hockey with a strike through it.
Not anymore. Nothing.
No, you know what they're better at? Pancakes.
Oh, we do pancakes.
They are better
maple
at
syrup.
Maple syrup. They crush that.
Yeah.
Being nice to people.
Michigan has good maple syrup, but Canada
Michigan
does it best.
Michigan does have great maple syrup. The only thing is that you have to suitcase it to get it out of the state.
I love that this is South Carolina's first introduction to me, and most of Canada, and they're saying he's not really that nice. He seems kind of mean.
He seems to be awful feisty when we talk about Canada. And also we got Mike Carlisle, Raw Dog Sports, his first trip with us. He has just become one of the boys quite quickly. Mike, welcome into the show.
Yeah, thank you guys, man. It's been a great experience down here in Indy so far. Raw Dog Sports, you can check us out on X, Facebook, TikTok, and then over on YouTube as well.
I like to say that I am a uniter, not a divider, when it comes to sports talk and all of the things that happen around that. We have a caller on the line. Caller, who is this? Caller, who is this? I don't believe the caller can hear me.
Guess we'll be moving on to the next.
All right, then.
Caller, whoever you were, call us back. We'll try it one more time. I did give out the text line in the first hour, and then if you're common around here, you know that sometimes Jeremy forgets the text line exists. See, I'm not used to that yet.
Another caller.
I haven't quite gotten used to that. So let's look to the text line, 864-777-9593. Great way to get involved in the show. Vic Shelton, great listener of the show, said, Jeremy, the Titans need to add quality pieces on the interior of the offensive line. Give me a few names to consider on day 2. I will give you a couple. Does anybody down the line have a interior guy that they like in day 2?
Day 2.
Because I got a bunch. I mean, if you want a center, this is a great year to need a center. You go 1 to 7. Jake Slaughter, Connor Lew, Pat Coogan, Jagger Burton, Parker Brailsford, who, by the way, you want a guy that's going to break the combine? Parker Brailsford's going to show up and go, big boy doing big things. He's going to run so much faster than people think. and I cannot wait for it. Logan Jones, same way, and Samuel Hecht from Kansas State. Now, if you're looking for a guard, I love Kalen Rutledge from Georgia Tech. That kid's got a bad attitude. I'm pretty sure his parents only allowed him to eat if he won. Like, if he got beat for a sack, his parents made him, like, sit in the garage.
I thought he was a tackle, though.
No, he's a guard.
Okay.
Yeah, Rutledge he's going to be a guard.
Okay.
I don't know that I say his name right, but it's more fun this way. Chase Bisonitis.
Yeah.
We're going to get in the room and they're going to go, it's actually Bichonite or something stupid like that.
I would say it's probably Bisontis, but
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was Bisontis, but that would be a guy that I'd be looking at the end of the first, top of the second.
Well, now here would be my question. If his name is Bisontis, then why are there two I's? Because that spells Bisonitis.
Bisonitis sounds like the thing you don't want your meat to have.
Correct. Bisonitis sounds like something that you need to see your doctor if it has lasted for more than 4 hours.
If I had Bisonitis, I would be the biggest guy in every locker room.
Bo Stevens from Iowa. That's another one that I like. Jude Bowery, Trey Zune. To me, this draft is really good on the interior. Vic, we appreciate your text. I believe our caller has called back. Caller, who is this?
Hey, Jeremy, it's JB, man. How you doing?
JB, how are you, my friend?
Good, brother. Two-part question. One, do you think we will cut Diggs? And secondly, do you think there's any chance we would trade for A.J. Brown to reunite him with Vrabel?
Both very good questions. JB, one of the most patient people in the world. I promise he has messaged me a handful of times, and he has learned a valuable thing about Jeremy. You should probably just message Megan because honestly, between Tank and I, we are probably the two worst people at responding to text messages on the planet Earth. David flew here from Canada. He got me on the phone when he was standing in ground transportation. He flew 3,000 miles and I couldn't even respond to a text because I am a jerk. JB, I am going to respond to you. And I'm going to respond to your question.
Hey, I know you'll get to me when you can.
You're a gentleman and a scholar, and your patience is appreciated. As for cutting Stephon Diggs, I would say no. I don't think you have any reason to do that. I mean, look, we've been through suspensions with the league. Could I see a path that he's going to miss 4 games if this thing's adjudicated? Maybe. But, I mean, we've just done this. We always – and this is I'm going to say things that are going to sound very negative about the NFL, but I don't mean them. It's your process. It's your thing. We hear these things. They sound terrible. They wind up getting pled out, and then the NFL goes 4 games. Until you tell me that it's going to be more than that, I just struggle to believe that a team's going to overreact. Because here's the thing. If they cut Stephon Diggs, there'll be 20 teams lined up to sign him.
They're not cutting Diggs.
I don't see a path that happens.
Vrabel loves Diggs. He's been great to the lock. He's been great in the locker room. He's been great for that wide receiver room. He's been a leader on this team. And despite the off-field issues, he has been probably the one of the most significant pieces on the offense. Especially, I mean, I'd like him to show up a little more, but that's not necessarily him. You need to block for Drake to do that. So I don't see a path where you cut Diggs.
And that's coming from a Patriots fan. So he is very dialed into the Patriots. Now, as for A.J. Brown to me is a double-edged sword because I do think A.J. Brown's getting moved out of Philadelphia. Now, here's my question. Vrabel liked A.J. Brown from everything I've been told.
Yes.
The issues in that locker room with Tennessee did not stem from Vrabel and A.J. Brown.
Correct.
They stemmed from the front office and A.J. Brown because they didn't want to pay him as what he was. Now, this kind of goes into the diva wide receiver. Is it better to dance with the devil you know? Because he knows what A.J. Brown is. So if it's, he's got issues with he's a diva or anything like that, I know exactly what I'm getting out of him. Because I had him. You
tell me that this Patriots offense isn't significantly improved with A.J. Brown on it, regardless of the current situation in Philadelphia. And let's remember, when he first got to Philadelphia, how incredible the situation was. It's not like we're talking about a guy who just all of a sudden is going to stop performing. They stopped throwing the ball. Jalen Hurts had a bit of a regression from a throwing standpoint. Maybe back to the mean. He had a good year and then not so good year. They didn't rely on Saquon as much. That offense was pretty well in neutral. And he's a guy that needs the ball. If you tell me that you've got Diggs and A.J. Brown and then some of those younger guys, I mean, we saw kind of the birth and emergence of Kayshon Boutte, one of Pop Douglas or the other guys on the outside. I mean, it's an emerging wide receiver. I'm not saying they're great, but they're way farther ahead than I mean, look at what that room was 2 years ago.
Oh, I mean, my thought is that I think you can develop this. The problem is that I don't think you have a true one. So
No.
adding an A.J. Brown, that gives you that. And then everybody comes down a peg. So then Diggs is your 2. Kayshon Boutte's your 3. Kyle Williams is your 4. I like how that builds out.
The only problem I see is that Howie's not going to give him up for cheap because he knows what he's got. It's not a situation where he's going to go, oh yeah, I just want to get out. Let me offload him like the Randy Moss deal where it's like you get him for a 7. I don't think it's a 7. I think it's a 3. It may be a 3+.
I think it's higher than that.
I think if you do a 3 this year and then maybe a 2 or a 4, a 2 and a 4, I think you're looking at 3 picks.
It's that fun C word.
Mm-hmm.
Conditional.
Oh, conditional.
I say, do we really think that 3 picks that are not conditional could be even close to the asking price for A.J. Brown? We've seen his play kind of drop off. Now, if that's quarterback play,
it is,
or scheme, the offensive coordinator was terrible there last year. But can we really expect 3 picks for A.J. Brown? I don't see it.
I don't think it's 3. I think you're going to have competing offers for A.J. Brown, and I think there are going to be 3 teams that pick very close to each other. I think you're going to have New England, Buffalo,
yeah,
and maybe one that comes out of right field. I can't quite put my finger on who I think that is, but everything I've heard is you're looking at a pick that's somewhere in that neighborhood of 24 on.
Yeah.
And it's first-round pick for A.J. Brown because for Philadelphia, you're looking at it, if we get a 5th-year guarantee, we can take a shot on a guy, be it a Denzel. But I also, if New England thought they could get Denzel Boston, I don't think we would be talking about New England in this. If I could just sit here and get him, which I don't think you can, we're not talking about this.
I don't think this is the whole offseason for New England. I don't think this is what's going to make or break what comes out of this. I think you're looking at like this is an option, and it might happen. It feels good. There's a lot of like he was on the Dudes podcast with Edelman and Gronk, and giving an old wink, and everybody's hyping it, and he knows Vrabel, and Vrabel likes him, and yeah, there's a lot of feel good there. But I don't know if that's the whole offseason for New England. I think they have to draft well again, and maybe add another couple of pieces. They got some money to spend. They got some cash.
If you told me a player got traded this weekend, I would almost, or this week, I would almost be willing to bet my house it's A.J. Brown.
I would say Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, I think, will be the
way.
first. You don't think so? You don't think he's going to get moved?
First of all, the money on that is insane. Miami is going to have to pinch their pennies just to get Tua out of town. Now I got to pay a dead cap on Jalen Waddle. Oh, by the way, that leaves me with Taj Washington. I'm trying to even think of the other receivers on that team. I mean, there's just no way. I mean, Jalen Waddle can want out as bad as he wants to. It just doesn't change the fact you signed the contract. You're locked into this. Good luck. You're the one for Quinn Ewers for a year. A year from now, if I remember correctly, I think it gets a little more palatable. But I mean, we're going into year 2 of that deal. Getting rid of Waddle and Tua together, if I remember correctly, I think is $80 million in dead cap in 1 year for Miami.
But can you get rid of Tua? Realistic.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is one of the more, I think, difficult contracts to just dump. Like if we're talking about dumping this salary, kind of like the Russell Wilson thing, I think we're not putting it in the same context. Not in the right context, anyways. It's not like this Denver Broncos team. They were pretty solid. They had a lot of guys. They had a lot of pieces that they were able to move around. And we do not have that same kind of thing, in my opinion, with the Miami Dolphins. I don't know how we're going to make that same comparison.
The difference with Miami is that now you have a GM and a head coach that have come in here from the same program. They're both from the Packers. And I guarantee you, and I'll be honest with you, I know Jeff Hafley. I like Jeff Hafley. I think he's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. I will guarantee you when he took this job, he went, "You're going to do what I tell you to on this quarterback," because Mike McDaniel was the saving grace of Tua. He has to go. Yeah. I mean, because there's no saving grace here. Tua could come out next year, throw for 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Miami goes 2-15. The fan base still hate him. They'll still hate him because he's going to throw interceptions. I mean, it's who he's always been. So there's just no win there. Mike McDaniel was the one that protected him. He had protected him for a long time because he put him in a system that worked. Tua is, we talk about Kyler Murray being a system quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa makes Kyler Murray look like Dan Marino. When it comes to a system, he works one way. And I'll tell you, it is not what you're getting ready to see in Green Bay. As soon as they hired Jeff Hafley, the first words out of my mouth were, "I guarantee you Tua Tagovailoa never plays it down for that guy."
All right.
Because I know what the offense is going to look like. I mean, I have a really good idea what that offense is going to look like. And Tua Tagovailoa will look like a little kid driving a car. I mean, it's just, I don't even know what buttons to hit. What is that? It's the radio, Tua.
How is that
You're
different
doing
than the way he?
105.
How's that different than the way he normally looks, though? I'm just curious.
It's not.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. At least about one thing.
Tua Tagovailoa is the truffle oil of the NFL. People tell me how good it is, and every time I've ever been near it, it just smells like a dead cat. It's terrible. It's overrated, and I can't stand it. One thing I can stand, talking sports on the Rage Box with all my friends. We got Tank Spencer, David Smith, Mike Carlisle. I'm at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Greene. Guy keeping us all reined in, sweet baby Trey Falco back at Master Control. We're brought to you, as always, by Ingles Markets. Find them online, ingles-markets.com. Vote in the mascot challenge for the SoCon. Got their sweet videos out there. We've got them on our social media. You can find them at the Sportsocracy. And we'll be back right after this commercial break.
Do you have a question about your home? Y'all call Wally.
Welcome to Y'all Call Wally with Waldrop Plumbing, Air, and Electric's very own Wally the Walrus.
Hey, Dan.
Big news on today's show, Wally. You've added electrical work to your range of expertise.
Not me personally on this one, Dan. I mean, even electric eels gotta give me the heebie-jeebies.
But the expert electricians at Waldrop are definitely up to the task.
They sure are, Dan. Our fully certified electrical geniuses can fix an overloaded panel, install new outlets, or an EV charger.
Add a ceiling fan or some gorgeous new lighting anywhere in your house.
What light through yonder window breaks? 'Tis the east. And Juliet is the sun.
Only you can jump from skilled electricians to William Shakespeare in one line.
It's like a superpower, isn't it, Dan?
It is. For HVAC, plumbing, and now anything electrical, there's only one walrus to call, folks. Join us again next time on
YallCallWally.com.
Hey guys, this is Wells Adams with By Order of the Faithfuls podcast. Lets you in on a little trader's secret. If you want to hear from season 4 contestants like Stephen Coletti or Michael Rappaport or Caroline Stanberry, you've come to the right place. Alongside my fellow faithfuls and co-host Tamara Judge and Dolores Catania, we deep dive into this season and gear up for the season finale. Listen to By Order of the Faithfuls on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow By Order of the Faithfuls and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Ready to ride with power?
How long we got, Trey?
Style. Harley Davidson in Greenville is giving you $2,500 trade-in credit when you purchase a new 2025 Road Glide or Street Glide. Just trade in any bike, any brand. Plus, enjoy 90 days with no payments to make upgrading even easier. It's the perfect time to hit the road in comfort. Inventory is moving
How long we got?
so don't wait. Visit us.
Got 1 minute.
You the man.
Gibbs.
Is it as much chaos as you thought it would be, Trey?
Gym. He's also a police officer.
It's honestly not that bad. I've had worse.
I wanted to say something mean right there, and you know what I was going to say. You know verbatim what I was going to say.
You read my mind.
Uh-huh.
Does it sound terrible?
It doesn't sound terrible. It doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Again, I've had
she's
worse.
She's a work in progress.
No, we make it work. It's radio. What are they going to do?
I think one of the things that's the 3 mics that they have are significantly cheaper than mine.
Oh, that'll do it too.
Yeah, because and I think that's what's doing. You doing?
Gotcha.
I'm flipping these.
Why?
I'm flipping all of these normal.
What if they were to share
Mm-mm.
8454 864 766 8454.
You're back here in overtime. He's Tank Spencer. He's David Smith. He's Mike Carlisle. Sweet baby Trey Falco back at Master Control. I'm at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Greene. We are live from the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine here in Indianapolis. Indianapolis, pretty fun town. We're in a weird section of Indianapolis.
I love this town.
The downtown is absolutely gorgeous here. I'm not saying this because I know McAfee and I'm a very pro McAfee guy. If they ever take the combine out of Indianapolis, they did it wrong. Because this city fits this so unbelievable.
It's a great city, and you can see why Lucas Oil Stadium was built here, and the entire town just. I mean, it works. There's space for everything. They do a great job, and I love the people up here.
They're so good.
People in Indiana are so much like Southerners, you know. Just
way
that
nicer than Canadians.
There's that. No doubt, especially when they're salty about losing their gold medal.
We're not salty about it. We lost. It's over, Tank. It's over.
It's over. Now you're gonna have to clean house.
They had a Tim Hortons blueberry crumble, and they're on to 4 years from now. Or the what is it, the cup thing?
Oh yeah, they'll do a Four Nations thing.
Four Nations.
Yeah,
that's the one.
That's the best All-Star game in any sport. I will fight people on that.
And I'm not even a hockey guy, and I'll agree with that. I will also caveat with the competition is not exactly stout.
No,
because we're competing with the Pro Bowl, which is terrible.
Awful.
The call-in line's open, 864-240-5480. We have a caller on the line. Caller, who is this?
Jeremy, this is Rocky. I'm sorry to call back.
No, Rocky, you don't ever have to apologize. That's what we're here for.
South Carolina has 4 players invited to the Combine. Brandon Cisse, who's a cornerback. Jalen Kilgore, who's a DB, listed as DB. Nick Barrett, who's a defensive tackle. And Rasul Faison, who's a running back. And I got to say, unfortunately, South Carolina's offensive line's got to get a lot better if you're going to be a good running back. And we all know who the quarterback is for South Carolina. You got to have a good offensive line. My question to you is, and my impressions are, and based on what I've read and stuff, is that Brandon Cisse is probably the top of the 4 as it goes relating to the upcoming NFL draft. And I would be curious as to what you guys have to say about those guys.
Cisse for
and
me.
I'll hang up and listen.
We appreciate you, Rocky. Cisse for me is a borderline 1-2. He could go on night 1. I've kind of identified the Rams, handful of other teams that are in that back, probably 5 or 6 picks that could take Cisse. I really like him. He's kind of scheme specific because you're looking for you want a very specific scheme for Cisse. Kilgore is interesting, and I think he probably comes off the board sometime in day 2, probably later towards the end of day 2, looking for that hybrid Brian Branch type piece that plays safety. He can play some slot corner. I would say, for me, I know he's in the 90s somewhere on my board. I can't remember exactly what number it is. The other 2, to me, Faison, a lot of people really like him. I don't love this running back class, and maybe I'm bitter. And it's just because last year was so good. Last year was one of the best running back classes I've ever evaluated. And this year, it just feels like outside of the top 3 for me, which is Love out of Notre Dame, Washington out of Arkansas, and who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting one. Nick Singleton. He got hurt, and he's not here, so he's out of my brain. Outside of those 3, I feel like everybody's part of a committee. So I think Faison will go somewhere in the 4 to 5 range. And the other one that I think gets drafted at South Carolina that's not here is Brian Thomas Jr. Now, am I going to sit here and tell you that I don't have a little bit of a bias because his dad played for the Jets? He was one of the first guys to be nice to me when I did stuff with the Jets. Maybe. That's what got me to watch him, but his tape speaks for itself. I can't believe he's not here. He was at Shrine, and he didn't have a fantastic week, but I think his resume speaks for itself. I think he will be a later in day 3 pick, and I would say that's probably the 4 that get drafted for South Carolina if I had a wager. I can't think of another one off the top of my head. We are live here in Indianapolis. You can also access us via the text line. And those of you that did that, I appreciate your patience because that could have been any time in the last hour and a half. 864-777-9593. Tristan, who is here in the lovely city of Indianapolis because he lives here, said, glad you boys made it safe. I think I'm going to pop into the Combine Thursday for the quarterbacks. Hope to run Indy, y'all. You four are officially Indianimals. Indianimals sounds like that's the band that opened. Yes. They opened for the Cranberries at Lilith Fair, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I was not aware that is a thing, and now I'm excited to know that that's a thing. An indie animal.
I love that name.
I am an indie animal.
I love that name.
I feel it.
I love that name so much. He said, also, I can let you know the best food spots around. Just let me know what you're craving. Well, Tristan, we would love to meet up for an adult beverage, maybe a meal.
And I'm going to need you to explain to me what Hoosier pie is.
I've never heard that term.
Apparently, it's one of the like staple food. Megan, on the way down here, was looking up like, what is Indiana known for? And it was pork tenderloin sandwiches,
which are awesome. I've had that.
And Hoosier pie.
St. Elmo's cocktail sauce. If that's not in your top 2, you're doing it wrong.
I'm a big fan of anything pie. So
Tank, trust me, anybody can take one look at you and go,
they know.
That boy right there likes pie.
Oh,
I
no
won't
doubt.
bet you.
No doubt.
Apparently, St. Elmo's is where we have to get shrimp cocktail. I've heard that is the only place.
I'll tell you
shrimp
this.
cocktail.
Good luck getting in there.
Oh, remind me. I got to go get some of that sauce. They have the St. Elmo's cocktail sauce at the grocery stores around here. I got to go get some.
It's Monday of the Combine. I believe St. Elmo's has 2 reservations the rest of the week. One of them is at 2:20 for a 2-top on Wednesday. You can get a 4-top, but you have to eat it at 11:45 on Thursday night, and you have to eat it holding it.
What was it the last time that we were here? We went by there, and
wait.
it was a 4-hour wait. Yeah, I was thinking 3, but yeah.
They're like, we'll put you on the list, but it's a 4-hour wait, and we can't even promise you that you're going to get in.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was aggressive.
And that was how we ended up in the fancy seafood restaurant with Tank in his long sleeve T-shirt.
Yeah, he was wearing.
I was wearing a long sleeve Tampa Bay Buccaneers throwback T-shirt, and they took me into a place that was like $100 a plate, and I was the most uncomfortable person on the planet.
Bob Kraft was sitting upstairs having dinner, and I was dressed. Lauren and I were both dressed. We took Tank in, and he looked like a hobo that we had recruited off the street. He hasn't let me live that down for 2 years.
Nope. I was told we were going for calzones, and I ended up going to the fancy restaurant where the damn maitre d' had a tux on.
Oh, you were underdressed underneath the maitre d'.
100%. There wasn't a single soul in this place that was less dressed than I was. And I felt like, well, we just brought the toddler along with us on the trip. This is my son, Tank. Do you have the children's menu? He would like chicken fingers.
I was going to say, wants his tendies. Give the man his tendies. You got dino nuggies?
Weren't you wearing shorts, too?
No, I wasn't in shorts.
He was in pants.
I was at least wearing
jeans.
like blue jeans.
He was in jeans, and I'm not going to lie to you. When the idea came up of we should go in here, I knew the restaurant, and I went 100%. We should definitely.
Oh, we were watching. It was mentioned like we should go to this place, and I looked it up on my phone, and I was like, I'm not dressed for this, guys, and they just took me along. Just walking 6 blocks with me going, I don't want to go in this place. Can y'all get me a doggy bag and bring it outside?
Yeah, that was one of those times of, we want to go in here because you're not desperate. And it makes it so much funnier for us. I believe we have a caller on the line. Caller, who's this?
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? This is the Pacific Northwest in the house calling Glue Guy.
It's the Glue Guy, Jonathan Welch. Glue Guy, Glue Guy, Glue Guy. We have that down to a science.
You did that pretty good. Just wanted to ask, I have one question, and that is, who's this year's Tez Johnson? And I'll hang up to listen to your answers.
Oh, that's a good one. Tez came in here last year and was riding absolute hype off the Senior Bowl because nobody could defend it.
Where did we take him?
A fifth round? Yeah, because he came in here and he ran slow, remember? Because he was little.
Yeah.
And then he didn't run particularly fast. Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see.
It's not Ted Hurst. He's got more juice than that now.
Yeah.
Ted Hurst is like a 3rd rounder now, isn't he?
Who, I'm going to say a name, and it's going to sound crazy when I say it because everybody loves him.
Okay.
Kevin Concepcion.
Oh, you get him in the 5th round? Sign me
I
up
don't think he'll fall that far.
Okay.
But right now, people are talking about him in the top of the 2nd round. Look, wide receiver this year is nanners because there's so many of them. I want to play a fun game with y'all. In the last 25 years, how many times have we had 13 or more wide receivers go in the first 2 days?
We had this conversation earlier, so I'm not going to give the answer.
Mike already knows the answer.
Mike already knows the answer.
So what was it? How many times?
How many times have 13 or more wide receivers gone in the first 100 picks?
7.
Tank's in for 7.
2.
David's in for 2. If we were playing Price is Right, Bob Barker would be telling you, "Oh, sorry." It once. It's happened one time, and it was 13 on the nose. I'm going to read you some names, and you tell me who's not going in the first three rounds.
Okay.
Carnell Tate, Denzel Boston, Jordan Tyson, Ted Hurst, Jeremy Bernard, Chris Brazil, Malachi Fields, Elijah Surratt, Chris Bell, Omar Cooper Jr., Mekhi Lemon, Zachariah Branch, Kevin Concepcion. That's 13.
That seems like it should be.
Every single one of them.
There are 7 more that I could see finding their way into the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what that tells me? There's going to be somebody that falls so much further than I could possibly ever think because they come in here and run poorly. And if Concepcion, as little as he is and as little as he likes to get hit, if he comes in here and he's a little smaller than you think, because I think he will be, and he comes in here and runs a 4.5, you watch him fall like a rock.
I can see it.
It's going to get spicy. I mean, again, we talked about the wide receiver free agent class is not huge, and there are a ton of guys in this draft class. So we're looking at, I mean, we're gonna see a ton of guys picked early, and I think pending some trades this week and on draft day, which I think is inevitable, you're gonna see guys that either fall way too far, or we're gonna see the opposite, which is someone's gonna reach. And they're going to reach. Also, I owe Mr. Welch a Sammy D MVP shirt. It is on order. I will be wearing it on Great North. We had a little wager for his Seahawks, and I do pay my debts. It is on order.
You're roughly the same size as me. You want to borrow one of mine? I mean, mine has hearts on it, so it's not quite a jersey.
He had it airbrushed, and it's him and Sam Darnold holding hands on a beach.
I don't like the look of any of those stains on that jersey.
It's actually just me and him holding hands walking down the beach. It says "Sandcastles in the Sand." That was a television, a Canadian. That was all of it wrapped into one. We're doing stuff live from the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine. Mike Carlisle, David Smith, Tank Spencer, Trey Falco back at Master Control, and at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Greene. We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu?
Oh,
yet?
no. Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Hey, Trey.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil
Yes, sir.
Intense Flu. The
I
daytime
had
coughing.
I had an idea on the plane on the way here.
Okay.
I want to bring you up to Asheville one day when, Tank's otherwise indisposed, to have you run our show up there just to introduce you to all the people up there.
I'm down.
I think it would be and I'm realizing as we're doing this, that there are ways to make all of the elements here work.
Okay.
Specifically, probably when we're not in a room. Specifically, when we're not in a room that's 6 feet wide with video game controllers and stars on the wall.
Yeah, they got you set up in the linen closet.
It's like a little game room, and there are like lit up controller lights. They look like
That actually
Xbox
sounds
controllers
really
lit up on the wall.
If we were little people, this room would be fine.
Dude, they have Nintendo Switches hardwired into the television.
My
Really?
daughters would go
Yeah.
ape shit.
There's 2 switches hardwired into the television.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, this is like the coolest house ever. We are going to get some masking tape and hang up every blanket in this house on the walls.
To dampen.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Dampen.
Did when Tank flipped the mics, did it make it better or worse? That last segment, was it better or worse?
Honestly, about the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn.
We're trying to throw lipstick on this pig. Scale of 1 to 10 with
Fortunately,
one.
the pig's only got about 20 minutes left.
Bingo. Scale of 1 to 10 with 1 being absolutely unlistenable and 10 being studio perfect. How bad do we sound?
Oh, like a 4.
Okay. I wanted that number to be a 6, but okay.
I mean, I guess it can be. I'm not going to steer you wrong, though.
How could I make that better?
Trey's like,
You can
I
believe
lie
it's a
to
6
you.
all you want.
It's like, I can lie to you if you want me to.
Right, yeah. I can tell you if you want to hear.
After 6 beers, a 4 can be a 6 pretty quick, eh?
True.
Exactly.
Nailed it. I'm telling you, we have corrupted the Canadian.
You can corrupt anything.
I've seen 2s become 10s on deployment.
Do what? Say it
I
again.
said I've seen 2s become 10s on deployment.
The only thing for sure.
How much longer we got, Trey?
You got 1 minute.
10 for.
The only thing that I know for sure is Trey is locked in.
Like, hey man,
Trey's killing it.
Zeppelin records are great. You know.
MVP.
Always, thank you.
Trey's the
Say what?
MVP of every show we do, Doug.
I'm the Sam Darnold of the show. I hear you.
Bingo.
Oh.
Elite.
Madonna.
And vastly underpaid.
100%. I know what he deals with on a daily basis. I could 100% confirm this. If I had any ability to get him more money, I would.
You should have heard today.
Oh, you and I are going to debrief after there's not a live mic in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
I can only
right, we got 12
imagine.
Nation.
Never forget.
Colin Cowherd brings his unique take on sports to you every weekday.
That's called valuable.
Weekdays at noon on Fox Sports Upstate.
I didn't have the Indy animals. I hope this works.
We have often been called the Lilith Fair of Sports Talk Radio, and we come back with the Cranberries here, last segment of Overtime, live from the 2026 NFL Scouting Combine. We appreciate everybody being with us as always. I'm at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Greene. To my right, Tank Spencer at Sports Tank ESPN. The true, there are 2 true radio professionals here, Tank and Trey. The other 3 are just morons talking on the radio box. David Smith of Great North Sports, Mike Carlisle of Raw Dog Sports. We are here at the Combine getting ready for the interviews tomorrow. Here in this last segment, one of the things that I want to do in this last segment is, what are you guys looking forward to in the building itself? It can be the workouts. It can be somebody that you're wanting to talk to. It can be whatever you want. There is no wrong answer here. I will start and give all of you the chance to formulate your answers, not in the form of a question, because we don't have Alex Trebek here, although we do have a Canadian. For me, there are a handful of new coaches, familiar faces, new places. I want to hear what you're going to do different. Whether it's what are you going to do different from your predecessor, in the case of Robert Saleh. You brought in Brian Daboll, who was very high on Cam Ward. I'm convinced that's the reason he wanted the Tennessee job. A, he believes in Robert Saleh. B, he really believed in Cam Ward. He thinks there can be a star turn underneath him to get him another job in the NFL. I want to hear what Saleh is going to do different with Tennessee. I also want to hear how is he going to do this differently than he did with the Jets. I knew Rob quite well when he was in New York, and I never thought he was a bad coach. I just thought he was a bad fit for New York. Because Rob was one of those guys that wanted to come in, do his job, and be left alone. Well, guess what? He found probably the best job in the NFL to do that. Because Nashville media is not going to come down on him the same way that New York did. He can be the head coach of this team, turn that defense around. And I just want to hear what's going to be different. I also look at the two new GMs that we have, John Eric Sullivan of the Miami Dolphins, Ian Cunningham of the Atlanta Falcons. What are you planning on doing with these rosters that are in completely different situations? Atlanta has a roster that can win right now. The James Pierce thing notwithstanding, that is a roster, if you look at it 1 to 53, not the quarterback, but if you just look at that roster 1 to 53, they can win and they can compete at a high level right now. With Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, who they franchised today, they have pieces on the defense. There is a lot to like with that team. But for Ian Cunningham, I do want to know. This is not new. Atlanta's been the most talented team in this division to me for 3 years. You haven't really come all that close to winning it. Tampa Bay was in your way, then Carolina gets in your way this year. I think Carolina's ascending. The roster in Atlanta feels to be descending. You lose James Pierce Jr., that was your first-round pick this year. Basically, Atlanta took a first-round pick in the 2026 draft and set it on fire. Because James Pierce is going to contribute absolutely nothing to you now.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the James Pierce Jr. questions.
Oh, and you know they're coming.
Of course they are. That will be the first thing that is asked.
And for Ian Cunningham, that's tough. I mean, because, and this is something that I've said a couple times over the last week. You look at these guys that this is their first time outside of their home market talking to the media. And I will tell you, this being year 3, I've seen a couple of GMs come through here that I looked at with the way they talk to the media, and I went, I don't like any of that. I don't love how it was said. I don't love how it was handled. And it really makes me question if you're the guy. And who are we going to ask those things about walking out of 2026? When Monday rolls around and everybody's loading up and heading back home, who are we going to be talking about going, man, you did not fare well in Indianapolis?
I'm really excited to see John Harbaugh out there representing someone other than the Baltimore Ravens. I'm also interested in seeing if Todd Bowles will audibly respond to the hate that comes from my eyeballs as I'm watching him on the podium. I want to see if he can feel me mentally poking him in the eyeball as he's up on the podium. I'm always interested in that guy that gets the pop. The last time we were here, it was Peyton Wilson from NC State. He came out and he absolutely destroyed the workouts, and then he had the podium time after that, and his crowd was massive. I'm always interested in the guy that is nobody knows. We know them. They're just faceless prospects. And then it was like at that moment, Peyton Wilson became an NFL player before he even got drafted. And it was just kind of strange to see a guy get in that moment of my career has led me to this point, and now I have so much attention on me. And it just gave it so much of another feel, because I feel like Peyton Wilson would have been one of those guys at the podium that 4 people were standing there wanting to talk to him. And now all of a sudden, Matthew Berry's wanting to ask him questions.
Those are the people that...
hang on. Sorry.
That's all right. Those are the people that I think are the most interesting to ask the questions to. We're not going to get... We're going to try. We're going to get in there. We're going to listen to the Mendoza's and the the top tier pro. I know you can't wait. I'm surprised you didn't say. I need you to do.
I've
the
been
impression.
wondering if they're going to kick me out if I ask him a question as fake Fernando Mendoza.
I think you should. I mean, you're gonna be fighting for time there. I stood in the scrum for Shador last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely incredible to be in that space, but you got to listen to. That was the biggest scrum that we had, I think, all combine. It was incredibly dense and media packed, and good luck getting any time in there, getting any questions in. And then I got to go over and ask Nathan Rourke a question, and it was like me and the two other Canadian sports reporters that were down here, and like two other people that were hanging around. So there's always those guys that don't get all the attention that you can really get in there and ask those questions to. I'm also really curious to see how Vrabel responds to this loss. He's coming off an incredibly high of the regular season, great performance, getting to the Super Bowl, and then getting dummied, and seeing where you're deficient most. And that's difficult, but I want to see how he responds, how he goes into year 2 in New England. What is he going to take away from that? I'm curious to see what some of these other young head coaches that are in year 2 and 3 and how they evolve and how they are moving forward with their progression, because we look at all the players and how they progress. Head coaches progress too, and if you don't, you're out of a job, and you're Mike McDaniel, and now you're an OC somewhere, and you're not sprinting down the line after your interview. I think it'll be interesting to see that, and of course, always looking for the fantasy potential and the fantasy breakout. Great North is a big home of fantasy football, in particular, home of fantasy baseball as well. So I'll be looking at all of those. I mean, Jeremy talked about it. We're going to get probably 13, maybe more wide receivers in the first round, and that's going to be difficult to not have some focus on that and the potential fantasy upside.
For me, this is my very first time here down in Indy, so I'm kind of drinking through a fire hose. My central focus is, because I'm a Browns fan, I want to talk to Andrew Berry, and I want to talk to my new head coach, Munkin. And specifically, I want to talk about the conversation that could be had possibly with Shedeur Sanders, considering all the things that have happened, the things that have come out, and how they were, introduced to each other at the Browns facility, that conversation that took place. Hey, we wanted you down there. I can't wait to hear that kind of information from, my hometown team. But beyond that, I have a very vested interest in kind of NIL and what's happening with college athletes in terms of that. I'm a college student right now. I'm going to Cleveland State University. Shout out Cleveland State, Vikings. But I want to know how the NIL has kind of really changed the way these prospects are coming into the NFL. Has it marked, is there an actual difference in what we've seen?
All good answers to what's going to happen here in Indianapolis, what you're excited about. This is a wild time. This is one place that I really wish the NFL would put a camera crew behind closed doors, not into the meeting rooms, but just let people into the building and show them what this is like. It's a wild time. You're in the biggest building in the state of Indiana, the Indiana Convention Center. And every decision maker in the league outside of a handful are here. And so you're walking to get a sandwich, or you're walking to get a cup of coffee, and you pass 7 NFL head coaches on the way. There are not many places that happens. You're walking in the morning with 3 NFL GMs going through the vestibule with you. It is a great place to glean a lot of information. To me, it is one of the best weeks of the NFL year. It's one of the best weeks we have on the calendar. You can glean a lot, and you can learn a lot. And it's why we make sure to come to the Combine every year. I'm glad to have you guys all along for the ride, along with business manager Megan. She's probably found either the incredibly luxurious bathroom that we have upstairs with a bathtub that I think is about 17 times the size of her. Or she's playing video games in the very short room. I'm not sure which one, but she disappeared and she hasn't come back for a while.
Oh, there will be some time on that Pac-Man machine for me.
That or she's
No doubt.
asleep on the couch because she got into the tequila. And none of us are going to eat food tonight.
Jeremy and I don't fit in the game room.
No, the game room in this house was made for the Lollipop Guild. So we just look at the roof and go, yeah, I'm 6'4". That's 5'7". So I believe they wanted to keep me out of that particular room. We have a couple super chats. Sweet Baby Trey, could you find me a soundbite, my friend? Fish MRE said, are you guys telling me that Canadians don't mean it when they say keep myself safe after I eagle screech at them for about 2 blocks? Preposterous.
No, we don't. I responded to that and said Canadians are like if the Midwest and the South had a baby in the snow.
I do have to admit that I brought my American flag bathing suit. And there is a part of me that wants to take a 2x4 and stand on the back of the truck shirtless like Hacksaw Jim Duggan while Real American plays behind me. I've been resisting the urge ever since the truck pulled in.
Not to pull the curtain back too much, but I am half American. I am both Canadian and American.
That is true.
So I mean, we could talk. We call me the Canada, and I do live in Canada, and I am Canadian. But look, play Freebird.
He is indeed the Robin Scherbatsky of the Sportsocracy, and we appreciate him.
One of us.
One of us. We have another one. Trey, if you could hit a soundbite for me.
Punchback at Notre Dame. You also got your quarterback and your halfback at Notre Dame.
Trey never disappoints. And he's the McRib of the radio business. It just always delivers.
He can't miss.
It's from Kevin Mullen, who said, with a Kyle Shanahanism, who said Kyle Shanahan asked why the cheerleaders aren't mic'd up. Looking for some makeup advice, I guess. He wanted us to tell his wife, and I'm not sure how I can say this on FCC air, if in the post game he could have a dart.
Yeah.
And
that is your right as a man.
Look, we live in a world where the United States of America is the gold medal winners in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
You do what you want to do.
I will say, though, just do it outside.
For sure.
Smoking inside the house is not a good idea.
It's a terrible idea.
No.
Then he asked Zion Young at 32. Zion Young's another one that I'm really looking forward to seeing here because those guys go one of two ways because he really shined out at the Senior Bowl. And the tape doesn't support what I saw at the Senior Bowl. So either they come here and you start seeing the physical limitations, which will put them back to where they were, or they show up here, go nanners in the workouts, and then we're talking about them at 20.
You got 1 minute.
Just for future reference, the bust rate on guys that do that is about 97%. Because I've read Vernon Golston. That name mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah.
Because he had one good game in college. He turned that into being the number 3 pick in the draft. And I am convinced for the entire time he was with the New York Jets, I was a better football player than he was. We have one text message to get to before we get out of here. I'm not sure who this is from. Jeremy,
30 seconds.
A great movie, Hall Pass, once enlightened me to the stonefish concept, where a 7 surrounds herself with not 7s to look more attractive. Who is this draft's 10 that looks like a 10 that's realistically a 7? Caden Proctor. Caden Proctor is the number 1 name. When I read that question, that I went, this is the cheerleader effect.
10 seconds.
You're actually not as cute as you think. Thank you guys for joining us here in Overtime. Trey, always doing the Lord's work, and he's the best in the business. We're brought to you by Ingles Markets. Check them out online, ingles-markets.com. We'll see you next week.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
Yes, sir. Y'all good?
Trey, you are a gentleman and a scholar, sir.